Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the New to Wrestling podcast. This week, we watched the September 15th, 1997 edition of Raw is War, and the match card is as follows. In our opening contest, we had Ken Shamrock taking on Farooq in an Intercontinental Title Tournament match. Taka Michinoku takes on El Pantera. The Legion of Doom takes on the Truth Commission, more specifically Recon and Sniper. Max Mini and Mr. Lucky take on El Torito and El Pirata. Brian Pillman with Marlena takes on Dude Love in another Intercontinental Title Tournament match. The Patriot takes on Owen Hart. And in our main event, the Headbangers take on the Hart Foundation, Bret Hart, and the British Bulldog for the WWF Tag Team Championships.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. Hello, everyone, wherever you're watching. Hope you are having a swell time. This is Kelsey. She is the new and new to wrestling. I am Xavier. I am not so new. I'm just gonna, literally, I'm gonna ask you all to bear with me. I am on a steady combo of cold medicine, Red Bull, and cough drops, so just bear with me.
Yeah, and it's holiday for us, and Xavier and I both work in jobs that like holiday is hell on wheels.
It is the time. It is the time to exist, and it is without fail the time I succumb to illness.
You can't even help yourself.
No,
because you're just So that illness, and he's still little candle to set the ambiance and came to give us the juice.
This has been on since
grateful.
Like 10 a.m. this morning. This has just been I'm gonna like blow this out and like fear for the fire alarm.
It's gonna fumigate the whole building.
Yeah, but it smells like Christmas, you know?
Christmas.
Yeah, it's like pine forest or whatever.
Love that.
I'd be hitting them CVS discount candles hard.
I always say, like, if I won the lottery, I would blow it all on candles, like, because candles are so ridiculously expensive for some reason.
Honestly.
And I would just spend so much money on candles. So
you're like that meme where it's like, if I won the lottery, I wouldn't tell anybody, but there would be signs.
It's just 60 candles burning at one time.
No, fully.
Candle rich, honey. That's the goal. That's the goal.
I'm trying to be candle rich. Damn.
I'm trying to be candle rich. Also, I really quickly need to say this. My new sexuality is this eyeshadow. Can I talk about it for just 1 second?
Look for it. Go to town.
Eyeshadow.
For those of you listening, you're just gonna have to pop over to YouTube. But go ahead.
No, swear. I'm so gagged for this. I actually wore it a little bit last week, and it really took my breath away so bad. I had to just really give the full fantasy. I'm so obsessed, and I can't stop. Can't stop.
No, I love it. It's so sparkly.
It's so nice. And blue doesn't usually look good on me because I have warm toned skin, but this one is fierce, girl.
I feel that. Blue also doesn't really do it for me either.
But you also have warm toned skin. Yeah, we can't usually do the blue.
It's like a trade-off, you know, like can't wear blue, but like I can tan. So it's like,
Oh, and I would so much rather that. Like the sun and I are homies, so
besties. Me
thank
just
God
praying for this to be the most tepid winter in the history of winter, regardless of all the signs of that pointing to our imminent demise. Don't care.
It's so real because someone once said like, oh yeah, if we don't like chill out with climate change, the East Coast will end up being kind of like the Mediterranean, and I was like, okay, how long until we achieve that?
No,
I'm just curious. And I was like, and obviously I'm kidding, but also I was like, that doesn't scare me the way it should, and that's a problem. Like, I'm like, wait, no, that sounds lit.
That sounds lovely. That. What do you mean?
I would love that. I
can finally be the color I've meant to be my entire life instead of shifting back and forth between this like pale and like golden brown. Yeah.
Yeah, instead of in the winter I'm like yellow, like I have jaundice or scurvy.
Oh, get them oranges, girl. Get them oranges.
Eat
uh,
your citrus fruits over the winter, right?
if you guys haven't noticed, we actually haven't spent that much time gabbing over the last couple, like, I guess, like week and a half. We've just been,
Yeah,
I've been
sorry.
ill. So, it's our show. You're coming along for the ride. I'm not going to
Welcome.
apologize.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it though. So this episode, begins with a recap of Stone Cold and his just general chaos. He's out
Love.
here stunning the world. It's yeah, it's Steve
Period.
Austin versus the world, and I love to see it.
I have to say, I fully understand the hype. Like when people talk about how amazing Stone Cold is, and I've definitely talked about this before, where the hype completely matches what everyone was talking about. Like
Mhm.
it
It lives up.
makes complete sense because even me watching this, knowing Stone Cold is such a star, I still feel that like crazy energy and like obsession like when he comes
Hmm.
out. It's so clockable. I really love that. It's just transcended after all this time. You can still catch it. And I'm
No,
so
fully.
obsessed because every time he comes out, I'm like, wow,
It's
look at him.
infectious. The dude's infectious. You
Infectious
can't
is the
help but
word.
feel something.
Yes.
Like, regardless whether it's positive or negative, you definitely feel something.
Something. He just like taps into something I just love so much. And again, even after all this time and knowing so much that I know, I still feel that way. It's such an amazing phenomenon. So crazy.
Uh, no, absolutely. So we hit on him stunning JR. We hit on him stunning Sergeant Slaughter, and then JR leaves us with the tagline. He's like, "Who's next? Who's
Who's
next? Who's next on
next? Who
Stone
wants to
Cold's
come
hit
get some of
list?
this? Who's trying to
I,
get stunned?
who's trying to catch these hands?"
Catch that
And
shoulder.
no, right in your gullet. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Stone Cold definitely does be getting his.
Christmas came early for me today.
Absolutely
Came
couldn't have
early
had.
for all of us.
Right, especially after what we had to listen to. So, in our opening contest, we have Ken Shamrock taking on Farooq. This is an Intercontinental Title Tournament match. We are looking to crown a new Intercontinental Champion because Stone Cold's neck is broken. So, boy is not
You
able
would
to.
never know.
No, you'd literally never know. You'd think
Never
this
know.
man, like, was wrestling day in, day out, no qualms, no nothing. He's
Yeah.
the way that, like, from day one though, he came out like he was just holding his neck brace. Like the day after the man
After,
gets dropped on his head,
Mama.
he's just like, you know what? I don't want this. I don't need it. And that really should have given us the trajectory of where he was going.
So
Um,
true. And
because since
he's
then, it's been pedal to the metal, balls to the wall. This man.
and I love it. And honestly, he's so real for that being like this, like just really doesn't fit with my aesthetic. Like I know I'm supposed to wear it, but like ew. Just
Right.
doesn't sound like
No,
something I would do. Like that is so real.
no, 100%. Just like
Obsessed.
this gives me the ick.
He's like, I just don't like it. Ew.
Get out of here. It's like when Ariana Grande cries at that award show. She's like, ew, emotions. Like,
Yes, so real. My God. He's
uh,
like, I just need my jorts and my black t-shirt, and that's it.
amen. All right, so this opening contest is a quick one.
Girl.
Most of the matches on this card were a quick one.
Quickies.
So really, it's Ken Shamrock really showing out a little bit more than you would expect against
Mm-hmm.
Farooq.
Farooq.
He really like came out hot. It was a quick match. He wins with a belly to belly, which I thought was kind of a weird. Like, is that his finisher?
I don't know.
Because he does it like just because, like during a match. So it's not like it's necessarily his finisher. Maybe it was just like this match.
I don't know. And what I can't think of a single thing that he does that's, I guess, because he's more into doing the submissions. So I
Right.
don't expect him to do,
I expect his finisher to be a submission, but we just haven't
yes,
seen one that has been like, that's the
the
one.
one. And what would we call it? Like, was Ken, the name like Ken Shamrock? What is
Well,
he,
he
the
does
most
have
dangerous
I
finisher?
I know what his finisher like ends up being.
Oh, okay.
but it's just like we haven't seen it yet. So we're just, I get maybe he's just trying it out.
Workshopping things.
Right. Because he's still finding his footing, but have been very impressive. He stays looking good. And
Yeah, per.
the crowd just like is connecting with him. So we'll
Yeah,
take
I'm
it.
happy for him. I really am because it was some interesting roads we trekked before we got to this point, but I love it now. I really
Right.
do.
Right. This like athlete like on the edge thing. Love to see it.
Love.
Like don't push me.
Always on the verge.
He like breaks into that Hey Arnold, like, don't push me. I'm close to the edge.
Edge. Oh my God.
I'm about to lose my edge. So the Nation of Domination comes out, of course, as they do, and attack Shamrock. After the match, the Legion of Doom comes out because it is announced that at Bad Blood, Shamrock will be teaming up with the Legion of Doom to take on the Nation. Fun.
Okay.
Great. I'll take it.
I'm into it.
And then we get a quick little backstage interview with Steve Austin. JR asks him, he's like, so what's on your mind? Which is just like such a crazy thing to ask Steve Austin. You know what I mean?
But he's also just like leaning against some like fence post prop or something. So it is kind of funny where it's just like, so what's on your mind? He's like,
no,
well, the
I know,
only
but
thing on my mind
is whipping ass.
it literally says nothing on my mind except whipping anyone's ass that gets in my way.
Love it. It's like he's like in like a kids show. Jerry hops on to commentary and he's like, Owen says he's got a big surprise for you. And Jerry. Austin, of course, is just like, I don't care about what he has.
I love that. I just don't
like,
care.
He's like, Owen's got one hell of a payback coming his way also, so he can have whatever little surprises he wants. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's like, wish I gave a shit.
You broke my neck. You will get yours. I don't know, like, for some reason, this formula seems very hard to understand for everybody else. He wants revenge.
Yeah.
Revenge is the name of the game. And I don't know why we're all like, what's he gonna do next? Revenge. He's gonna continue to carry out revenge.
Yes. And revenge is a dish best served cold, if I may.
Stone cold. Really.
So don't know what the confusion is, but the revenge pipeline is very straightforward for Shawn.
Very
Shawn. Oh my God, stone cold.
Yeah.
LOL.
Very cut and dry. Very cut and dry. Next, we have a light heavyweight division match between El Pantera and Taka Michinoku. This was the match itself. Very fun. Very fun. Very fun. We got to talk about El Pantera's outfit.
Oh, thank you so much. Okay.
It was crazy. First of all, El Pantera, Panther, why are you wearing zebra stripes? 1. 2, why does your mask has the face of the Panther, but your chest plate has the same face? And then to top it all off, you completed your ensemble with some gray tights.
Like heather gray leggings.
Mm-hmm.
That I wore in high school in the 2000s.
Crazy. Crazy.
And the gray tights had, so the visual is he's wearing a zebra print like
leotard, basically.
Leotard, thank you. And then the mask, and then zebra striped boots, but a different type of zebra print. Mm-hmm. And then the heather gray leggings that had like big diamonds on the knees. It literally made no sense.
Right.
No sense. And I literally said, I was like, I'm so upset that this outfit is making me mad because he's so good. And I want to focus on that. And I keep going like, why are you wearing heather gray leggings? Like, it's making me mad.
What brought you to this choice?
What brought you to this choice? I would love to know. Let's workshop it.
But other than that, like, he was fantastic. He was flying all over the place. He was looking like Max Mini flying all over the place.
His speed
was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, literally, no, what are Pantera's tights? Taka picks up the victory with a missile dropkick from the top rope, follows it up with his patented Michinoku driver, and then
Mm,
wins. We love to see it. He's
love to
continuing his
see it.
winning ways. I'm fairly certain he is still undefeated up to this point.
I think so. I think
So,
so.
yeah, we love to see it.
Yeah. Can I mention that there was a sign in the crowd that said, where are the Raw girls at?
So funny.
Girl, I'm right here.
Where the Raw girls at? Hey.
So funny. I don't know why I like that one.
No, it was great. I mean, because the alternatives for crowd signs today were just written on like dudes' chests. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There were a lot of bony white men in the audience today. And one thing bony white men love to do is take their shirts off. And I'm not saying stop, because that's
no,
a
it's fine.
culture. I'm into it. But
Right.
like
That's a
there
culture. That's generous.
listen, listen. But it's something. It's something that has been consistent in the lore of my life. Just
Mm,
bony white men love to take their shirts off.
it's just true.
And there was just a high capacity, high volume of them
Right.
in
Very
Muncie, Indiana.
concentrated. Yeah.
Yes, there was a lot. And they all had their shirts off and they were writing things in permanent marker on their backs, their fronts, the whole nine. So
Go to town. Go to town.
enjoy.
After this match, we get a quick little promo from the group we all have forgotten about, let's be honest.
Girl.
The Truth Commission.
The truth is, I forget every time, and then those names pop up, and I giggle all over again.
Love to
it
see.
for me.
I love that the commandant like starts speaking, and they have just zoomed in on the interrogator, like as close to like as humanly possible. They just go like, "That's the mug we need. That's
Yeah,
the mug we're
that's the
missing."
one.
And then they
He's
like,
not even in the match, by the way.
no, not even the one.
Not
And
even
then
one.
and then they zoom out, and it's just like all of them just kind of like mean mugging. And I have a note that says like this looks like an ad against incest. Like this looks like they are so ugly. All three. All three. When I say mean mug, they were mugging. It was
Girl.
crazy.
And I couldn't tell if Sniper was like either holding back tears or laughter or something, because he was like,
No, fully. And I was like, what's happening behind that camera? What's going on?
I don't know. I couldn't tell if it was like blink twice if you're in there. Like, do you need to be rescued? Do I need to
I
help
need to be
you?
rescued. I don't even know what the promo said. Like I have no notes on the context of the promo.
Actually, same. Now that you say that, I blacked out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
what is that?
That's how mean those mugs were.
I couldn't even
I
focus.
couldn't even grasp words. So, there's that. That's the Truth Commission of it all.
I can't believe they zoomed in on the interrogator and he wasn't even
Not even in the match. Not even in the match. Not even doesn't even say anything. But the
What a
commissioner is
sin.
the commandant, my apologies,
The
is just
commandant.
like
Oop.
rattling off, chit-chatting, and like you just see like his forehead like cut off, and it's just like the rest of the interrogator's giant head.
Strange. Very strange.
Although I really wonder if like the interrogator and like the executioner like they feel cut from the same cloth, you know?
Hmm.
They're just kind of like big and there.
Big and there and just there. No words. Just there.
There.
Strange. Dude, the executioner. What was that?
That
Where did
was
he
so
go?
weird.
He interfered in so many matches and then they just never spoke about him ever again. And I think that is so fierce. I love that he just vanished
just like,
and nobody
he went back
cared.
to whatever prison he was guarding. Like he said, no, I got heads.
He's got to get back on the clock. Yes.
No, fully, 100%. He's like, I can't leave my guillotine unmanned.
I was just gonna say the guillotine. Oh, Jesus.
All right, so that takes us into our next match, the Truth Commission, Recon and Sniper, taking on the Legion of Doom. I just want to take a moment, and I'm sure we've said this before, and it's been said like a million times, but the Road Warrior entrance is just so good. It is so infectious. You know immediately who they are. You know immediately what they're about.
Period.
They got you hook, line, and sinker every time. And like the way that like you think like after however many times we've heard it that I wouldn't be so like
No,
every time.
every time I am like a kid. It's they really every single time turn the party. They are
Mm-hmm.
just the best. No matter what situation, we even saw them like I think we did talk about this because I was like even back in the we watched like an old match that they were in and it
Mm-hmm.
was like even still after all this time they just make me feel so alive. It's so stupid, but I'm just like, oh, like what a rush indeed, Legion
What a
of Doom.
rush indeed.
I love them so much. And I love they're another duo or like a wrestler that the theme of what they are is kind of ambiguous, so they can kind of do anything with it. Because like
Right.
Legion of Doom, what is that? And they just have like the post-apocalyptic like football pads with the spikes. Like it makes
Right.
really no sense, but it makes all the sense.
Right.
I
When
love
it's
it.
all thrown together, you're like, no, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm with it. I support any decisions they make. Like,
I swear I would follow them into battle like you wouldn't even believe
oh
it's
my
going
God. Are you kidding me? If it means I could get
immediately.
my own pair of those
Oh, girl, I would do what I would do to
to
have those.
have them and have like somewhere that was like appropriate to wear them. Like
Yes.
if I could find where would you wear them? Where?
Ooh, okay. Because the thing is, you can't really wear them to the club because hazard.
Hazard.
Oh,
It has
that's
to be like an
hard.
outdoor event. You know what I mean?
Yes. But also, or like an indoor event with really big, this is so stupid, but with like really big ceilings. Like, because it takes up so much space, so you have to
Oh,
like also fill the space.
you're right.
You, like, I don't know. I'm so mad at Ahmed Johnson for not utilizing his more. Like, what an honor to have those and in the custom black, and like, we're not even using them.
Crazy.
Dog behavior. I hate that.
He could have
Like,
brought him out during his time in the nation. That would have been great.
I'm saying instead of that
Instead of the
little
choker.
thank you so much. Thank you. But I don't know where I would wear that like a gala for no reason. Like
Guys, where if you had LOD shoulder spikes, where would you wear them? Tell
swear.
us. We need to know.
I need to know because it is the spikes of it all really I feel like box you in terms of location, but
Right. Right. Like I
so
feel like
fierce.
whatever it is very specific and I just can't put my finger on it.
I can't access it at this time, but you guys please drop your suggestions, your feelings, thoughts if you have them. I know
Yeah.
some of you freaks have them, and I mean that. I mean freaks so respective, like respectfully.
No, yeah, we are just cold-hearted, emotionless demons. So,
Yes, it's so
um,
true. Thank you for saying that. Finally, now the elephant in the room, we all see it.
yeah, I mean, they knew. They just they didn't want to say it. So,
Yeah, and like, thank you.
right. I have a note that says, for names like Sniper and Recon, like these are very like kind of like big blundering men. You know what I mean? Like I feel like Sniper and Recon like gives you like mobile, agile,
Mobile,
sneaky.
agile, hostile.
Right. And
You're
I just
so
feel
right.
like the people that they are is not like I wouldn't trust that giant man with any kind of reconnaissance. Like would
No,
not.
just stomping around. You're so right. And like sniper indicates like patience, like striking at the right moment. Like they
Right.
really could have gone somewhere with the characters, and I think that's why I hate this so much, or one of the reasons. It's
Yeah.
like if we're gonna do the Truth Commission, it's gonna be like the super soldiers. Like, I don't know,
Right.
like can we act like it instead of just like you said, the big blundering men?
Right. Like
We've
and
seen that.
if you're only like sense of like being a like cohesive military unit is you like goose stepping to the ring, like we can do better. Like I'm sorry, we can do better.
No, it's
Like
so true.
that was a weird choice to make.
Weird
Also out of
choice.
sync, which is as a former like marching band person, I can't. Like get your steps together before you put yourself on national television and march down this.
Thank you. Because it's actually not hard.
No, left, Left.
Left. Isn't that your whole gig? And that's what I'm saying. If you're supposed to be this group of like elite super soldiers, like there's only three of you because you're the best of the best.
Right.
Why do we not give the best of the best? I'm just wondering.
No,
If I wanted big blundering men, I'll call the Godwins.
no,
I'm
literally.
just kidding. I love the God.
Um,
Well, except now that you've ex-named Hillbilly Jim, we do have a little bit of the beef. But
no, absolutely.
no,
It brought in Cletus.
Cle
Cletus.
don't even bring up Cletus. I don't even want to talk about him right
It's all right.
now.
He doesn't even know his name, so it's fine.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
that was great. But yeah, that's such a good point. I don't understand. Makes no sense. Maybe they'll get it together. Maybe they won't. We're gonna find out.
honestly. At one point, Animal was brought outside and thrown into the ring steps by the interrogator, making his presence known in this match. The LOD finished the match with a double clothesline in the corner, followed by the Doomsday device. And then wildly, the interrogator just comes in and just starts beating up everybody. And we're like,
He's
oh,
like, whatever.
he's like, this, I guess, wasn't looking the way that he wanted it to look. So he came in and did something about it.
Mm.
So the interrogator comes in and beats up the Legion of Doom. Ken Shamrock comes out, and then the entirety of the Nation of Domination comes out to beat up the Legion of Doom. So it's like 7-on-3 chaos, and we're just like, all right.
Okay.
Also, like, please tell me what the Nation of Domination and the Truth Commission have in common.
Because it actually feels like oil and water. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Feels
Just based on
structure of the faction.
well, structure of the faction and also like the like
The
mantra
creed.
of the
The
faction.
creed.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, okay.
The one and the one is not equaling two, but I don't like to do math anyway, so I guess no one else does either. Whatever, it's fine.
Fantastic. Next, we have another special guest ring announcement from the one and only Sunny, who came out in a beautiful blue mini. I'm telling you, the way that she is just killing it, these looks for just three and a
5 minutes.
half of screen time, like killing it.
And that's what you need to do. Like, I honestly, we can all learn something from this, and I might have already said this last week, but if you only got 5 minutes,
you make your minutes count.
You make your minutes count. It's prime time, baby. Like,
No.
she has been focusing all her energy into just the 3.5 minute Luke, and I am so grateful. This little midnight blue shimmery dress with the slit and the Mary Jane kind of esque pumps. Years. She was definitely fucked up, but
oh yeah, okay.
Girl.
Yep. The swaying, the like, I don't know.
I used to fall victim to this specific brand of drunk woman where it's just like you're just like you just like really like yeah, touch your hair a lot and you're like
right.
like I used to be her. So Sunny, I really can't even judge you. Like I had to grow out of that one. But and just like the shimmying with like the pursed like duck lips and like kind of stumbling and stuff. I know her. I know her.
Girl. Yeah. She was
and
definitely...
and I was thinking it and then you said it and I was like, okay, yeah. She's definitely feeling something.
She certainly was feeling something, that's for sure. So next is our mini match, the mini tag team El Torito and the Piratita Morgan takes on Max Mini and Mr. Lucky. I said the team of Max Mini and Mr. Lucky is giving Power Ranger.
Yes, I was gonna say that because Mr. Lucky, love the name. The costume had nothing to do with it's just a white Power Ranger costume. I actually I said he was giving Stormtrooper a little.
I could see that.
A little bit of Stormtrooper, but it's actually definitely more akin to white Power Ranger.
Yeah.
Love white Power.
So in this match, they are going by what is typical in Mexico, which is there are no tags. So when one member of the team exits the ring, the other one can just enter.
Which I love.
Yeah.
I actually think that's so fun.
Yeah, but it does like having to do the tag adds like a like a storytelling
Yeah, oh, for sure,
dynamic.
for sure.
Um, because and it also like the Mexican style of wrestling lends itself to that, just because it is more fast paced generally.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the match I think that we watched with Robert Martyr,
Mm-hmm.
and it was 3-on-3, no tags.
Mm.
And I was like,
Yeah.
girl.
Let me real quick actually. Robert Martyr, if you don't know, is a professional wrestler who was one of our guests on the show, who actually very recently was in a car accident, and he's okay, but he is kind of raising money to replace his car. I will put the GoFundMe link in the description of this video if you are able to um, help out. It is as many of you know, especially for independent wrestlers, your car is your lifeline. It is how you get
Yes.
from place
Mm-hmm.
to place. Um, so, if you want to support a wrestler, you want to support somebody who loves what they do, has a passion for it, and
And
is
it's
kind of going
so
through
good
it
at
right
it.
now.
Yeah.
So, definitely look out for the link for that, and we can continue from there. All right.
Yeah. It's so funny. I've been off Instagram for a while now, a couple of months, but I like pop on to do stuff for like I'll look at like stuff for the show.
Mm-hmm.
And he popped up like immediately and I saw that and I was like, "Oh my God." So I'm glad we said that. We love you, Robert.
Yeah, for real. Get well soon. Get well soon. Um, So this match was fun. Mr. Lucky, very athletic. Love to see it.
Love that
Uh,
guy.
Max Mini does a springboard corkscrew plancha. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. This man is
This whole match
80
is
pounds of absolute insanity. Arm drags for days. For days.
days.
Mm. The match finishes up when Max Mini hits a big splash, which is crazy because he is so far
Mm-hmm.
so far from his opponent. And him being the size that he is, I was like, is he gonna make it?
I know you're like, he's so far. He's so far.
Mm-hmm. Because he
And he
was
made it,
far for
girl.
like an average height person, let
Oh
alone
yeah.
like
Mm-hmm. Someone who's
somebody
89 pounds.
right.
Yeah.
Absolute insanity. And then Jerry on commentary, like immediately he's like, okay, I'm done with this match. Sonny, come over here, baby. Come over here and dance with me, baby. Ugh.
Filth. Filth.
Mm. So gross.
He
And
was
she
so
knocks.
gross. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
It
Absolutely.
makes me this is like it's getting to the point and I hate this, but it's getting to that point for me. Like this was like, all right, now I'm starting to feel so bad for her because she like knows her role and her role is to just be like an object.
Right.
Like just tits, which
Mm-hmm.
great tits, but like and she's gorgeous, but she's just like you can like her only job is like to be hot and
Mm-hmm.
she just plays it so well because even if she was like so disgusted by how Jerry was being so disgusting, she still
Oh,
did it
she
and
leaned in.
she did it and played along because she that's her job, like her
Right.
role. And it just made me so like it started to like felt like the weight of living where I was like, oh God,
Gross.
so sad. I just hate
Hmm.
it.
Yeah, especially
Hate
because we know
that. What's
like this
coming.
is like the tail end of like her time with the company, and it's just like it's weird. It's a weird, weird time. And it's just so crazy because we've talked about this before, like how prevalent she was at the start of this show and how
Yeah.
just like absolutely cast aside she has been,
Yeah.
is something to behold. But again, backstage antics will affect your job. So,
Right. Yeah. It's oh God, it's such a weird situation.
yes, absolutely. So, that takes us into our next match, which is Dude Love taking on Brian Pillman with Marlena in another Intercontinental Tournament match. Brian Pillman comes out in a shirt that says, don't annoy the crazy person, which is, I mean,
Kind
sure.
of funny. I saw
Right,
that and I was like, I kind of like that shirt.
right,
Because as especially aside from like the really crazy psycho ones he normally wears, which is like glass and eyeballs and like really like
right.
trippy acid trip shirts. And then
Mm-hmm.
this one just black shirt, don't annoy the crazy person.
And you're like, wow, you know what?
And you know what? That's a proverb at this point.
No,
Like,
for him, for sure. Um,
absolutely.
and then Marlena comes out just looking like baby emo. Like, I don't know. She just
Girl,
like,
she went to Hot Topic and said, I'll take the lot.
no, literally, I'll take the lot.
I'll take the lot.
Yeah, she just comes up with like slicked back hair, like a nose ring, all black. Yeah, she just looked miserable, which
She
is
looked miserable, but also it was fierce. Like
it
she was
was
wearing fishnet thigh highs,
serving.
serving girl. If that was
I
like
loved this look, I'm not gonna lie.
loved this look. And I love a dress like that. That's like the slit is all the way up to like the hip. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, so
So good.
amazing. She
So
looked incredible, but she was miserable, and obviously that's not her gig.
right, right,
But
right, right.
like just if you were to just take the outfit as it is, a serve.
No, absolutely.
So cute.
She was yeah, she got that like Brian Pillman gave her like the craft like makeover. Like
Yeah, and I
I'm here for it.
love I love hot like probably not a hot take, but I love when women wear slicked back hair like that. Like
Mm,
when they gel their hair,
love that.
so hot.
Mm-hmm.
So hot. Love.
Love that. Love that. JR runs up to Marlena and was like, "Do you have anything to say?" And she's like, "I miss my husband. I miss my baby. I want to go home." Like, and you're just like, "Damn."
Girl. It was upsetting. Very
Mhm.
sad.
Yeah. So, Pillman's like entering the ring and is like fooling around with like Marlena's skirt and fully like lifts it up, and her whole ass is out.
Yeah,
Her
like and
whole
also
ass.
Jerry was like, what do you mean? She's so hot. She looks so good. Oh, I don't even think she's wearing any, like, I don't think she's wearing any. And then, like, she wasn't wearing any panties, which you can't in that dress, to be honest. Or if she was, I
It
don't know.
was, yeah, it was
It,
up there.
it was up there, girl. Which fine, but also we don't need to make a spectacle of it and be
So crazy.
disgusting. Like they were gross. Like Jerry was
Oh,
gross
we're
in
gonna get
this
into
match.
it. We're gonna get into it. At one
Ugh,
point during the match, Pillman blows a kiss to Marlena. She looks like she's gonna vomit.
love.
Gary on commentary, she's loving it. Um, at one point, Marlena like tries to leave. She tries to be like, "Oh, oh, great."
Bye bye
Of
bye bye bye.
course, Pillman notices, drags her back, basically like plants her and is like, "You stay right here." Jerry on commentary is like, "Don't worry, I'll watch her." And then he goes on to like just be like, "Oh, why don't we get a smile on that face?"
Ah!
And you're
No.
like, uh. And then he proceeds from there to be like, because Jim Ross is like, she's a mother, like she's a person essentially. She's like,
Yes.
and then Jerry retorts with, "No, she belongs to Brian Pillman." And you're like, your misogyny that is definitely prevalent in your real life is showing
Mm.
really, really fucking hard. It
Yeah.
is like, I don't know. I get like going along with the bit for the sake of like being the color commentator. I
Yes.
can see that. I to a certain extent, like it's his job to be the instigator, blah 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 blah. It's not his job to do this.
No.
That is disgusting behavior.
And I'm
Like,
so glad you said this because I was like, there is a difference because especially when we get Jim later, I was like,
mhm,
oh, this is what it's supposed to be like.
right.
Um, but Jerry in this, it's like you liked this way too much.
No,
Like
loved you got off on this weird scenario in a way
yes.
that is like so inappropriate.
Because I agree. Like, I understand that, like, the color commentator is supposed to make you feel something, but it was like, you are enjoying this way too much and carrying on with it way too much to the point where I'm like, you just like this. Like,
Right.
you just want to say
This
this. And then,
scenario is like something you enjoy. And
yes, and
that's so gross.
so gross. And you get away with it because it's your quote unquote job.
Right.
But, like, it was so weird, especially because it's, and then like he corrected himself like, well, for 30 days, but she belongs to him, as if like, so just because she's his assistant means she's just a vessel, just a body, just a.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then the way that she's just like, he just like keeps like alluding to the fact that like Pillman is banging her, like, and you're just like, what?
And it's that energy of like when she, because she plays it so well, where she is
Mm-hmm.
so visibly miserable and so visibly uncomfortable with like what she's wearing and how she looks and the situation she's in. Like she plays it so well. Again, Academy Award for Miss Marlena. But the way that like it like triggered something for me where it's like she is so visibly miserable and he's going like she loves it, look at her, she's
Yeah.
begging for it, she loves it, how about a
Ugh.
smile, like drooling, like just disgusting. I don't even
Right.
like it. I
No,
don't
it
like
was
it.
like it was just like it was too much. Like
Too
it
much.
your enjoyment of the situation was incredibly off-putting. Like
Yes.
it like I don't even want to like part of me like doesn't want to see this storyline like continue because I'm just so tired of listening to Jerry like panting
Froth at the mouth, yeah.
for like the 15 minutes that the segment is happening because like the I am less like intrigued by the story than I am off put by what Jerry has to say about the story.
He's ruining it, to be honest. Like he, and I know that's like dramatic, but
No,
like
but
I
it's like
mean,
it's too much. Like
it's
it's
too much.
gross.
Because also, like, to me, what serves the drama more is like the implication, the unsaid things that are happening. Like again, Marlena's body language, Brian Pillman's like the two of them who are actually in the story didn't overplay it at all.
Right.
Like I thought they did a great job, and like Brian Pillman was disgusting for like lifting her skirt or whatever, but he didn't
Yes.
overdo it. Like he also
No. And
wrestled his match. Like
even if you look at the segment like last week, it's all like alluded to.
illusion,
Like it's
yes.
alluded to that he's like taking advantage of her, blah 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 blah. But it's also like he's the villain trying to get under this guy's skin. So of course
Yes.
he's gonna use his wife as like whatever. So regardless of like it's the implication that like he's like to me it's more that like it's the I'm saying that I'm doing stuff with your wife than the actual like I'm doing stuff with your wife. You know what
Yes,
I mean?
again, it's like it's what is not said that I think lends itself better actually to the storytelling.
Hmm.
Because it's like, what is going on there? Like, what is the situation? Because she looks in a dire state. He has definitely a hold over her. Like, it,
Hmm.
I didn't need all this other extemporaneous
Yeah, it
whatever.
just like it like just it reduces the story down to just like she's a piece of meat, and we're like, okay, that's we could
That was an aspect of the story, but it wasn't the story.
right.
Like, I don't know.
So I don't know. It's just too much.
Again,
But
and later when we have Jim come on and I'm like, oh, like come I'm so glad that happened because then I was like, am I just like a hater like on the cut?
no,
Like
to see
am
the
I just
juxta
falling in? Yes, to see the juxtaposition, I was like, oh, this is actually, and you said it again. I was thinking, and you said you were like, I feel like Jim should just do this all the time, and I was like, okay, period. But we'll get
thank
to that.
you.
But
No, fully.
girl, a mess.
So I have a note that says Dude Love does like the 10 like headbutts in the corner with Pillman just like going down the the turnbuckles. So funny. Love to see
And then
it.
the dance,
Oh, the
the
little the little
dance
knees.
gets me. Because
It
I
got Marlena too because Dude Love does the headbutts in the corner, does his little dance, and they cut to Marlena and she's like just like the
little secret
tiniest,
smile.
yeah, the tiniest little smile. And I was
Again,
like,
the body language. She is giving it to me. I can understand her and she's not saying a word. She
right.
is
And
the
but the thing is, she's
diva,
never been a overly
the chirpy
verbal, like,
girl.
no. That she left that to Sunny, she left that to Sable.
Sable.
She said, no, 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 no.
I'm the
Mum's,
director.
she said, Mum's the word. Thank you.
And I love that. But that dance, I always think of like if I'm, and I know I said this before, but if I'm like knocked out and I'm coming to and I just Dude love over me, just like I would die. It's
So
so
good.
funny. I love it. Love it.
Uh, and then Goldust runs in and in his civvies. He comes in, guns a blazing, and he goes
Oh,
right for Pillman.
he looked
Right, he
hot.
tackles him down. Well, you also like really love that like defend your honor situation.
Oh, whatever. I like don't even care. Why would you say that?
Red.
Oh my God. No, I literally wrote energy in all caps.
Right.
Because if you're not trying to get me back at any available opportunity,
I don't want
do
it.
not approach me. I don't want it. I don't
I don't
care if
want
we
it.
sign paperwork. You better come and rescue me
Uh,
in your civilian clothes with the
mm,
cut off shirt, cowboy boots, light wash jeans.
mm.
Ears. Oh,
Love to see it.
scream. I was like, why does he look so good right now? But you're so right because I have problems.
So, as Goldust is being restrained by the WWF officials, Pillman grabs Marlena and forcefully runs her up the ring steps, which the force and speed at which he does that in relation to the height of her heels, that's
Again,
that's the real crime.
that's
Like,
that is the real crime. And I've
she's
spoken on this before.
her ankles are going to shatter. Like,
Again, give Miss Terry her flowers. I love her so much.
mm,
She is the diva. I really
love to see it.
and I love the way she's screaming after Golda. She's like, "No," the drama. She's like,
Right.
oh, and he's like,
And he's like literally being
Marlena.
like restrained, like he's gonna
Oh,
like getting handcuffed. I love it. I was like,
upset. See, I love the story. Jerry just needs to shut the up. Just
no,
shut up. You're ruining it. Because the drama is there, girl. I don't need you to
right.
say anything. Shh.
No, like I'm good. I'm good. So next that takes us, speaking of Jerry, he has an interview with Stone Cold, because earlier in the night, he's basically like making fun of Jim Ross, and Jim Ross is like, if you want to do it, by all means,
Love.
have at it. I've already
Enjoy.
tried. It's all you.
And I love that Jerry goes, I'm a people person. I get along with everyone. And I was like, this is narcissistic delusion. It's
Delulu.
Delulu checked in at the hotel delusional. Like,
No,
what
for
is
real.
that?
A mistake waiting to happen.
Crazy.
So my first note just says Jerry begins this interview with polishing Austin's knob.
I
Um,
literally said, why don't you just suck his I go, Jerry interviews him and he might as well have just sucked his dick.
no, absolutely. He's out here. Nose could not be more brown. So he's just like, singing Austin's praise. He's like, the way you've been treated lately is a travesty. And like, if there's anybody that is like a bullshit detector, it is Stone Cold Steve Austin. That man does not care about your
He's
flowers. He doesn't want them. He doesn't
He's like
want
a
them.
truffle sniffing pig. He always finds the treasure, girl. And the
No.
treasure is Stone Cold Stunnering you for your
Mhm.
bullshit.
Honestly. So he goes on, he being Stone Cold, to address Owen, and he's like, again, don't care about your little surprise. He's like, you got revenge coming to you, and what you don't seem to understand is that I've just been toying with you. At the snap of my fingers, I can take your ass out. Actually, I could take out the whole Hart Foundation because they got it coming too.
Love.
And of course, that brings out the Hart
Our
Foundation.
foundation.
Bret Hart really the way that he like took us on this like weird thing just to call Stone Cold like a hosier, just to throw in his little hockey term. I was like, unnecessary, but
We
okay.
got it. Just
And
say it.
and then they are flanked with the like just schlubbiest lawyer in the face of the earth. They send him down and they're like, do your job, do your job. And so he
He
comes,
does.
yeah, he serves the papers.
Mm-hmm.
He goes down to the ring, serves Stone Cold these papers, and Owen Hart, as the lawyer is making his way down, is like, so what he is about to serve you is a what is it? TRO. And for those of you in layman's terms, you're like, that is a temporary restraining order. And that means that Austin can't come within 150 feet of me.
Girl.
And you're like, okay. Okay, girly.
And honestly, it kind of makes sense because it's such a bratty thing to do to get a restraining order for a co-worker.
No, fully.
We work in the same place. I can be in 100 feet of you. What am I supposed to change outside? Like, what do you mean? That is so bratty.
I know, I love it.
So funny.
So Austin has to stay 150 feet away or face jail time. So Jerry is out here literally reading over Stone Cold's shoulder. And like I couldn't think of a less like inviting man to do that behavior to. Like, you know what I mean?
I don't like that from my closest peers.
No. I am definitely one of those, like, I have the screen protector that, like, the no peek, what, like, no, for what? What you need to look at my shit for?
Like, I'll literally be like, I'll tell
No.
you about it if I want to tell you about it. Relax.
No, fully.
Like my own mother.
And he's like, so he's just like reading over Stone Cold. He's like, what is this? He's like, this is like a real legal like restraining order. And you're like, oh my God. So Jerry's gabbing. Mid gab, Stone Cold just grabs him by the neck because his neck is already in position, stuns Jerry, kicks his stupid little crown like up the ramp, and it was beautiful.
I love the nonchalance of it.
No.
Of just like, oh, ew, like,
no,
like he swatted a mosquito. No. He was just like, he just
so
he
good.
was like, okay, shut up, I'm trying to read. And then he was just like, bonk, like,
love to see
and then
it.
just kept reading.
Love.
And kicks the crown and is just like, okay, anyway.
And then
back to business.
Just feeling his inner poet, just goes, the king is down and there goes the crown. And you're just like, girl,
yes, we loved
it.
Speaking of small secret smiles, he was just like, well, which also Stone Cold did rip him to shreds to at one point, was just like, you in that stupid cowboy hat, like just sitting there like.
No, and he was just like, you stay there and it won't happen again.
Literally, and he goes, you were kind of just in the wrong place at the wrong time, which is actually so insulting. It's like, I didn't even really want a Stone Cold Stunner you. You were just there.
No, that's fully.
Crazy.
You literally just call him collateral damage.
Swear to God. Like, imagine you're just like at a bar and like someone gets a little too close to you and you just punch them straight in the face. You're like, it's not because I wanted to. You just kind of got in the way.
Right. Oops.
That's crazy.
So
I
crazy.
love that. So fierce.
So that leads us to Jim Cornette joining us on commentary.
Yes.
Because Jerry is backstage with being put on, like, first of all, the oldest wooden stretcher in the history of mankind.
The very first one ever created is the one he was put on.
Fully. Like, whatever first draft of, like, Moses's Ark, that was it.
It was the 10 Commandments, the tablet, the 10 Commandments.
No, he super glued the two of them and just, like, was laying on it. I was like, what is that dank board that they're trying to lay this man on?
It was the very first surfboard ever carved, like.
Surfboard? And, like, so he's being, like, laid on that, and then he has, like, a neck brace. And I was like, sir, did your ass not wrestle for 20 years or not? Like, what happened?
Can you take a bump or nah?
That's what I'm saying.
Brother.
I was like, what? You literally, like, were wrestling as recently as, like, a couple months ago. Mm-hmm. So, like, what is this?
And literally, they weren't even moving him. He was just going, ow, 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 ow.
No, fully. And it's just like, literally, if I was, like, one of the doctors in the room, I'd be like, just leave him.
I'd be like, leave him on the board from 1774 and let's.
No, fully. Let's let the splinters take him. Jesus.
Like, it was so like part of the ship, part of the crew. Like I don't even know what that
So
was.
crazy.
Oh, so
So
funny.
crazy. But that takes us into our next match, which is the Patriot taking on Owen Hart, which is again probably one of the two actual length matches, like
Mm,
decently length matches, I guess I should say.
hmm.
Um, the Patriot really be getting the better of Owen in this one. Like he's really
Yeah.
Owen could not get out of the blocks. Poor guy.
Yeah.
He
Swear.
was, yeah, and I don't love that because I'm not
No.
a fan of the Patriot,
Agree.
but I guess it is what it is.
That's fine.
Uh,
Jim gets on the commentary, immediately starts yapping.
mhm.
Immediately yap master 5000. Like I kind of missed him a little. I hate saying that because he really does piss me off, but he's also so good at his job. I was like, he immediately gets on
The
and he's like,
man can
and what are
talk.
you doing? Like, you are so annoying. Like, we're trying to watch this match. Like he just immediately comes for JR's neck. He doesn't even have the headphones on yet.
Hmm.
Love.
I love, I love Jim. I think Jim did a great job of
So good.
one playing the like playing off of Jim Ross, and also providing insight that is actually relevant to what is happening in the
I
match.
missed
There were
this.
many points like where he gives you like a tip in this match in particular. He addresses the Patriot losing to Bret Hart because he tried to use Bret Hart's own move against him. And he's like, had he not done that, I think he would have fared better. And it like actually gave analysis as to matches and things that were going on and still made it relevant to what was happening in the ring.
Thank you.
I was like,
And
hello.
we had said that. I think that we had said, like, why would you ever try and put the sharpshooter on Bret Hart? You're so crazy. And then he literally was like, yeah, I think that was his downfall. He was selling me on people that I
Right.
don't like. And that's
Mm-hmm.
your job. Like, I was like,
Right.
oh, wait a minute. You're making some really solid points. There's like at least three times where he was talking and Xavier and I looked at each other and we were like, I mean, that's like tea. Like, that's kind of the tea,
Mm-hmm.
Jim. Like, you're kind of onto something there. I think I wrote something down, but oh, yeah. I said the sharpshooter, but
Right.
the difference is crazy. Where I was like, oh, okay, we're doing side bits and like you said, like little tidbits from previous matches or other things going on, but we're still calling the match. I
Right.
still feel like I'm here.
Right. Because
I love it.
no, yeah. And like, yeah, I don't know. I just like it's just refreshing to not have to be like, oh, like let me like have to navigate this giant teenager. Like,
Yeah. And he had like he still got his digs in, like he still roasted JR
no,
a few times. There was even one that was so stupid, but it was so funny where he was like, well, JR, you know what they say about opinions? They're like noses. Everyone has one, and yours is too big. Or
right.
something like that. Like
Hmm.
that's funny. I don't know. I liked
Yeah.
it. I missed you,
Um,
Jim.
no, for real. Stone Cold comes out, and is immediately followed by some popo. and and then we cut to like a commercial break. He's gone. The police are like staged at the top of the ramp. They're like out here playing security guard. Love to see it. Um, some a funny note that Jim had on commentary was he called out JR for like his voice like going like raspy, and he's like, maybe you have residual esophagus damage from the stunner that you took. And I was like, residual esophagus
Esophagus.
damage? Like,
New
oh
band name just dropped.
no,
Residual
fully.
esophagus damage. Like, love
I'm
that.
gonna melt your face.
And period. And it's funny because we were literally saying, like, oh, Jim, drink some water, girl. What's going on over there? And then and then Jim, like, I just picture him next to him, like, maybe you have like one of the girls, like, maybe you have residual esophagus damage. I don't know. Maybe look into that. Like, so
Maybe do something about that.
funny.
I don't know. Um,
Ooh,
so Austin, of course, makes his presence known again. This time he comes through the crowd, allows the Patriot to roll up Owen Hart. The Patriot gets the victory. And then Owen Hart immediately grabs the microphone and it's like, arrest him! Arrest him right now! He shouldn't
yep,
be here. Arrest him. And the
yep,
cops, I have never seen the cops so leisurely go
never.
after somebody in my life.
So true.
Like,
Girl.
no sense of urgency. None.
They were like, okay.
I
Which
know.
honestly is the general tone of restraining orders. It's like, okay. Like there's such a okay about it,
Hmm.
which is not right, not good. But it's just
No.
there's a general like, ooh, it's a piece of paper. I guess I'll come get you.
Right. So crazy.
I'm not going after Stone Cold, I'll tell you that.
That's for damn sure. Austin leaves through the crowd. The cops follow. And then and Owen's just yelling the entire time.
Yep.
Love to see it.
Very on brand for everybody. Awesome
Mhm,
being chased by the cops, Owen yelling bratty things.
mhm, mhm,
Everyone's
mhm.
right where they're supposed to be.
Exactly. Speaking of, Shawn Michaels comes out to the ring next for an interview, and he is in the teeniest, tiniest little shorts that you could ever imagine. They are practically painted on.
Holy God. I
Mhm.
want a pair. They're adorable. But I was
Right.
like, honestly, such a serve. He looked so good. And you know what? If you got it, just flaunt it. Who
Right.
cares? This is his whole shtick too. Literally, his song is "You think I'm cute, you think I'm sexy." Heartbreak Kid, be naked. Might
Right.
as well. Like
Right.
the black motorcycle boots and just the black tidy whiteys, basically. Like, or I
I'm
guess
here
they
for
wouldn't
it.
be whiteys,
They
tidy
were like
blackies. I don't
they were
know.
like Adidas. They had like
Yeah,
the stripe.
Adidas.
They had like the stripe down the side.
I know, but they almost look like out. That's not Outlast boxing shorts. I can't think of the. It starts with an O, but
Mm,
is it Outlast? Whatever. But they were so cute.
so
I
cute.
loved it, and the black sunglasses. It's just very. It works. It works for him. He's the only one that could do it.
Oh, absolutely. Well, he's the only one with the just sheer competence and just like the tood for it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I am a firm
Yes.
believer that anybody can pull anything off if you are
Oh,
confident enough.
absolutely.
If
It has
you are
nothing to do.
confident enough, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. You
I have
wear
gotten away with some
whatever.
horrible dye jobs just on confidence alone.
One of those was my fault.
Whatever. You
Uh,
live and you learn. You live and
I
you
remember
learn.
being like, I'm so good at this. Like, I think this is actually like what I should do. And then I was like, oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. So Shawn Michaels goes on to talk about the why he attacked the British Bulldog, and he's like, "Well, there's only one thing I haven't done like in this business, and that's be the European champion." So basically, Shawn Michaels' new goal is being the first Grand Slam champion in WWF history.
That's
So
a good goal.
he will be the only or the first person to win all four major titles for the company.
Love.
Then he goes on to address the Undertaker and the Hell in a Cell match happening at Bad Blood. And JR is like, this could be like your last match. And he's like, these might be like desperate times. Then he goes on to like kind of, he gives us a quick little recap about his SummerSlam refereeing and how he got stuck in this match with Taker. Um, and he's like, oh, and then we're gonna get put in this Hell in a Cell, and like how interesting that it's like the first time ever, and like guess who gets it? Me. Why? Because I can. And you're like, ooh, basically he's like, I'm him, and you're like, okay, yeah, yeah, I get
He
it.
sells it. Like you're like, yeah, you totally are. And
No,
he is. I'm not even
no,
gonna debate that. He
no, no, no,
is.
no, 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 no. And then he goes on to address like the Undertaker and the WWF audience in like one fell swoop, and he's like, if I'm going down, I'm taking you all with me. Like I
And that
don't.
is
He's like,
true.
I'm not going down alone. Is like he just keeps saying it. He's just like, I will not be alone. He's like, I will take you all to hell with me.
And honestly, I believe him.
And
It
then, and then
girl
the Undertaker
freaked
comes
me
in
out.
with the deepest hello boy. And you're like, what
I was
is
legitimately
happening?
scared. This is the first time I was like legit scared, and I understand you all now.
Yeah,
I
I
felt
get
it. I
it.
got a taste.
And then he goes on to just be like, "Welcome to my personal hell." He's like Shawn at Bad Blood. There's going to be no escape, nowhere to run. He's like, two men will enter. The Undertaker will leave with your soul. Um,
Your soul. And he's
so
like
crazy.
behind the cage and like,
Fully,
oh,
fully. And then he's like, you can call it whatever you want, but it's going to be your final resting place. Oh, so good.
it was so good. Scared me to death. I was terrified. I watch so many videos and there's so many comments about like Undertaker where it's like I was legitimately afraid of this man when I was a child. Like I
Mhm.
legitimately thought he was an otherworldly entity. He
Well,
was not human.
put yourself like you would have been 3 years old,
Oh, I would have been scared
shitting
to
yourself.
death. Yes. And so I'm always like, that is so interesting because I always wish I could experience that where I'm like, I don't think he's a human being. Like, because
Hmm.
now we're seeing so much more human as a
Right.
human being Undertaker. Wish I could unsee, but that's fine. I wish I could still be in it. This was the first time where I was like, oh shit. Like he
Right.
freaked me out. Like
Hmm.
he scared me real bad. I loved it.
No, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Loved
Um,
it.
Shawn Michaels has a quick retort, which I was not expecting. He was
Not
like, he was
expecting.
like, he was like the Undertaker. He's like, I made you taste your blood, and I hope you like the taste of it because you're gonna get a whole other helping of it come Bad Blood. And you're like, oh,
That is
okay.
a good response. I love them together. I am
Hmm.
so happy
So
this is
good.
happening right now. It's distracting me from the Kane of it all. I like love this. They're back and forth. The way they fight together. I'm so psyched for Bad Blood.
Oh, so psyched.
So psyched.
So that match, the Hell in a Cell, is getting spicy. It's getting spicy. We'll see more on that as it comes up. So in our main event, it is the Hart Foundation, Bret Hart, and the British Bulldog taking on the WWF Tag Team Champions, the Headbangers, for the WWF Tag Team titles. Love to see it. Thrasher in a Green Day shirt, like literally just in a little Dookie shirt. Love it.
Love.
Love it. Love it. Love
Love
it.
to
Love it.
see it.
My next note is Mosh is so fine. I have such a crush on Mosh.
You
I
really
love
do.
him. I really, really do.
We've known this. We've all seen it. We all see it. And I'm happy for you. I'm happy it's out in the open because we've all seen, felt, heard.
Hurt. Thank you. Thank you. Um,
Safe space. Safe space.
no, thank you. So the Headbangers are like way more cohesive than I guess they have been. I guess in the last like
Mm-hmm.
couple weeks, they really like were like taking it to the Hart Foundation. Which and on commentary they say this. There's like it's rare that the champions feel like the underdogs in this scenario, but
Mm.
realistically, like they are so much newer than the Bulldog and Bret Hart. The thing that kind of gives them the edge is like the Headbangers actually wrestle as a
As a
team
tag team.
all the time.
Yes. Agree.
Um,
Makes complete sense.
and Bulldog and Bret Hart, while they know each other very well, both as opponents and being in the same faction, they don't do this all the time.
Yeah.
So, um, I thought the match was great.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was the Headbangers really dominating the early part of the match, and then you see the kind of experience factor of the British Bulldog and Bret Hart, where they isolate Mosh, they like really like put the work on him,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll get this like weird kind of like tag where Bret goes and tags Bulldog and like kind of makes a mistake as far as like tag team wrestling goes, like and doesn't like secure the other guy
It
before
was
going for the tag.
weird. Very strange.
Very uncharacteristic,
Yeah.
especially for somebody who was such a tag team wrestler with Jim
Yeah.
the Anvil Neidhart. I mean,
Yes.
granted, it's been a minute, but still, this
Mm-hmm.
was a weird thing. That allowed Thrasher to get the hot tag. They kept going. Um, we have this very weird incident where they're gonna like the headbangers are going to whip both members of the Heart Foundation like into each other.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a weird switcheroo situation. The illegal headbanger gets pinned by Bret Hart. The referee realizes it, calls off the victory, and is like, "Hey, this match like needs to be restarted. Cut to the British Bulldog ripping a flag out of the hands of a fan, like ripping,
The
like
American flag. Yeah.
comes in and just starts beating the hell out of the headbangers with it.
It was so weird. The match ended and I was like, wait, what? Like, what just happened? Because it ended very quickly. And then it
Mm-hmm.
was like, just kidding. They didn't pin the legal man. So the match is continuing. But Brett and Bulldog were so pissed that they just decided to rip the American flag out of someone's hand and beat Mosh and Thrasher with them. So they end up getting disqualified anyway. It was like so random. And also
Mm-hmm.
they like the fan was like, no, 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 like did not want to give them the flag. Was like, no, 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 this is my flag. Which also weird. Flags are actually very expensive. I don't know if we know this, but my dad is he has like flags and they're very expensive. So I'm sure the guy was like, wait, 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 wait. No, 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 no. This is like my flag.
Mm-hmm.
But it took it, literally destroyed it, ripped it up, broke it, stepped on it, which it's bad news, girl. Bad
Bad
news.
news.
For
Um,
what?
yeah, and so while that's happening, of course, the Patriot and Vader storm the ring and they start beating up on the Hart Foundation because they've got a match coming up at Bad Blood, which will be a flag match. And that's where they leave us. They just leave us with the Patriot and Vader going to town on Bret and the Bulldog.
Yeah, the watching Vader and the Patriot storm into the ring together was not on my bingo card for wrestling. Would have never pictured that happening.
No, 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 no.
Very
Yeah.
strange, but
Apparently they're like patriotism is what binds them.
I think Jim said that he was like, it's the thing that binds me together, and that's the United States of America. And I was like, okay.
What is that like?
What is that like, you guys? What is that like? But again, Jim in this match announcing turn the party.
No, I loved it.
So
I thought it was
good.
great. I
So
will
amazing.
I vote for more Jim Cornette on commentary, less Jerry. I know that's not what we're gonna get, but it's
Nope.
fine.
And I never thought I would say that in my
No,
limited.
because he's annoying. Because
Annoying
he's
as hell. He used to
really
piss me
annoying.
off bad. When he was Vader's manager, he used to piss me off bad. But he was like doing like analysis on Mosh and Thrasher. Oh, they're hungry, like they're newer, but they're hungry and they're more solidified now. And like, but like he
And
was
he's
really
like, even
giving
if they
it.
lose the tag team titles, like they are going to be a better team for having had it. And you're like, yes, yes,
Jim,
insight,
yes, thank
analysis.
you.
This is what I'm looking for.
And then in the same breath, like telling JR he's ugly. Like,
Yeah, by
thank
all means,
you.
you can check both boxes without
Do
dry
it.
humping something. Like it's true, it is possible, Jerry. It is
Yeah. And
possible.
like, I know that Jim used to make his comments about Sonny, but it was never this grotesque. It was never that
No,
grotesque.
right. Like there's like playing the character, and then there's like, I don't believe this is a character. I just think you're this gross.
I just think you're, yeah, again, doing the disgusting thing, but getting away with it because it's allegedly your job. So
Did you learn it from Vince?
I was again, I was thinking it and I was like, do I go there? And then you went there.
I always go there.
We got motion twin, whatever.
Hey. All right, guys. This has been another episode of the New to Wrestling podcast. Thank you for listening wherever you find us. We
Wherever.
appreciate it so much. For Kelsey, I am Xavier, and we will catch you on the next one.
We'll see you there.
Bye.
Bye.